go Miami in five. I get the series is tied at one, so game three is pivotal. We'll see who's up for the task. What does an NBA championship mean for Jimmy Butler? We'll talk about that as well. D Hop is still unsigned. Meanwhile, some running backs could be post June 1st cuts to save some money. All that and more as we need theme music to start us off.
I'm at it again.
How y'all living?
I can't call it Mike Butler. Sunday morning. Let's get right into it. Let's start with the NBA. The Phoenix Suns hired former Lakers coach Frank Vogel to replace Monty Williams. And Monty Williams also won't be without a job for long, as he was hired by the Detroit Pistons, a historic 6-year, $78 million contract, richest contract for an NBA coach in NBA history. So let's get into it. Joey V, let's start off with you. Which team had the better hire? Pistons, Suns?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Pistons. I'm gonna go with the Pistons. That's nothing on Frank. I just think that I don't know if I was the Suns, I would have made that decision. I'm just be honest with you. When I read that, I was like, oh man, okay, cool. But there's a reason they gave Monty that money. You know what I'm saying? I think with this young squad, he gonna do some things. You know what I mean? I think it is also a time for him to prove himself as well. You know, that he ain't a coach that needs a superstar. And we'll see. That's all I got to say.
So, if I wouldn't say need a superstar, right? Because, well, we got to figure out what Caden Cunningham and Jaden Ivory are. So we got to figure out, are they on the superstar cuffs or not? But Vinny, let's get into you. Vinny, do you think Frank Vogel was the right guy for Phoenix to lead them to where they want to be led to?
Frank Vogel's a good coach, but I just don't see Frank Vogel as that championship caliber coach. He does have a bubble championship, but I mean,
is it not a championship?
Why y'all keep doing that about the bubble?
No,
and that was one of the toughest chips to get.
That's what I'm saying. Is it not a championship because it was in the bubble?
But we all know that LeBron coached that team damn near more than Frank Vogel.
Okay, I give you that one. I give you that.
I get how
you can say that about any team LeBron's on.
I like what Frank Vogel did in Indiana when he had Paul George and he had that little team that he had that was making that run against LeBron. So Frank Vogel's a good coach, but it's a good coach. It's a good hire. I'm not gonna say it's a bad hire. It's a good hire because he's a player's coach. He kind of just lets the players free reign. So he's going, you know. But there's some big personalities in that locker room. You got Chris Paul, you got Devin Booker, so I just feel like he's a placement hire. I don't feel like players don't.
I agree. I don't think he's long term.
Yeah, placement.
They don't seem, the players don't seem to. He's a good coach. He knows how to coach a basketball game, but the players don't tend to listen to him. That's why I like the Monty Williams hire, because I feel like they needed that type of personality in that locker room. We seen him with New Orleans with the young Pelicans team. He helped some of them guys grow. We seen him with that young team in Phoenix. You've seen what turned into that. I mean, they had a couple old guys on there, but their core was young. Devin Booker, DeAndre Ayton, Cameron Payne. They're both two good hires, solid hires. I just don't. I don't like the Frank Vogel coaching decision as much. I don't know. He's just.
So I mean.
I don't know.
Vogel won a chip though, man. Like you said, that was LeBron's coaching. LeBron should get credit for coaching that team when that 2020 chip. But I'm not gonna take anything away. I ain't gonna take anything away from Frank Vogel. It just he definitely did some solid work with Indiana with Paul George in those years when they were coming up with Roy Hibbert on that squad.
I feel like they did him dirty.
Frank Vogel or
Indiana? Indiana did Frank Vogel.
Yeah, but you know how the league is. It's what have you done for me lately? It's what have you done for me lately? And lately, Monty Williams has won. There's in the regular season, he's won the third most amount of games since he came to Phoenix. So Ty, now that he's in Detroit, talk to me, man. What's realistic expectations for the Pistons now with Monty Williams?
There are no expectations. I mean, I expect them to be better than they were. But I mean, I'm not saying he's going to go in there.
You got to be better than 17 wins.
Yeah, I'm about to say, there ain't no way in the world. If they win 15 games, they don't need a coach. Just disband the team.
Shoot, at this point, they need a whole new team. But I mean, I do expect them to do better than they did this year. I mean, 17 wins is that's not it.
We talking playoffs? You expect playoffs?
No.
You expect play-in team? Are they a play-in team?
Yeah, absolutely not.
You could definitely be a play-in team. I definitely think they're a play-in team. But
absolutely.
But we got to watch what we're doing because Miami was a play-in team. Yeah.
Sure. And if you think, here's the thing. If you think Pistons gonna be a play-in team, what team that's been in the playoffs this year are you kicking out of the playoffs next year?
Atlanta.
Toronto.
I go with Atlanta.
And you think the Pistons?
He said Toronto. Actually, that was they still ain't have a coach. So Toronto makes sense. They probably ain't gonna make a play in.
Yeah, Fred VanVleet wants out. So I don't see Toronto being very good next year. They're gonna lose Fred VanVleet. They're going to lose VanVleet before the trade deadline, I believe. So.
Yeah.
Well, no, I think he's gonna start with Toronto, but I think he's gonna be one of them trade deadline moves or earlier. I don't think he's gonna end the season.
It all depends on, for me, in Toronto's eyes, it all depends on who they name as the coach. They've been talking about JJ Redick of all people. He's getting some actual attention. He's done an interview with him. So it all depends on who they get as a coach and where they at that point in the season. But I definitely think that VanVleet could be on his way out, especially if they're not winning. But
and winning,
but I think so.
They're talking about OG leaving too.
But if they winning, I don't see any of those guys But
I like their roster better than Detroit's, but I don't see the team sticking together.
I like a lot of rosters better than Detroit.
So let me ask you this: then how many years do you think Monty need to get Detroit all right?
I think Monty needs pieces to get Detroit right. It ain't about the years for real. Because I mean, if he get the right pieces, it could be 2-3 years. You know what I mean? But if not, it can be 5-6 years. That's if they decide to keep him. Because you know how fast we're kicking coaches out nowadays.
So you saying he can't coach this team to a playoff win?
No.
Okay.
Are we talking
not currently constructed?
Are we talking Wembanyama being the number 1 overall pick? He's going to be Pistons, right? Is that what we're saying?
No. But the Pistons have the 5th pick, so
Oh, that's right.
There's no way.
They did get hosed in the draft.
Yeah, he going to the Spurs.
They did get hosed in the draft.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it'll be the Spurs. As lucky as they are.
For
so as lucky as they are, the Spurs will be having their hands at Victor Wembanyama. But even at 5, even at 5, there's
last
some
French
solid
player.
guys.
Last French player Popovich had was Tony Parker.
And you know the guy before that was Tim Duncan. So and.
He from overseas. He from the islands. Ginobili from Argentina. He love international players. That's perfect. It's a perfect fit for him.
There's only been well, this will be the third number one pick for the Spurs. The first one was David Robinson, and the second one was Tim Duncan. So, Greg Popovich, yes, he a great coach, but he got to be the luckiest man in America.
It's always a big man.
Oh, that's a fact.
Like,
This big man, a point guard, a shooting guard, power forward, small forward, he everything.
so with the Frank Vogel hire, and nobody sees the Phoenix Suns making a challenge for the West next year.
Who said that? Who said that? I mean, the roster is still their roster. I mean, it's still, in my opinion, still stacked. I don't. It's Frank Vogel, as you just said about Greg Popovich. To me, is one of the luckiest men in America, just simply because when he got these positions, he got stacked rosters. You know what I mean? Like, he has a chance at a chip with this roster. Let's just be real.
Now, let's not forget, Frank Vogel was that Frank Vogel's team? But when Frank Vogel was a coach for the Magic, he had took that team. Granted, they got beat on in the first round, but he took that team to the playoffs. That was with Aaron Gordon as the best player.
Okay, I'm not going to even entertain that. I'm just going to go right back to the Suns. Look, the Suns, like you said, bro, ain't nothing really changed but the coach. I think they got a better chance because they got more time with KD on the team. You know what I mean? So they got a better chance to get that chemistry together. And they're a scary team if they all stay. You know what I'm saying?
The limit.
I mean, don't get me wrong. There's somebody down there I'm not real fond of, but we'll let them live today.
Oh man, let's move on to the NFL, where Dalvin Cook could be the result. He's a big name. Could be the result of post June 1st roster cut to save money on the Vikings roster. Now he has 3 years, $37 million left on his contract, and he's expected to take a $14 million cap hit this year. So let's just play devil advocate. Let's start off with Joey V. Who should Cook want to sign with? Should Minnesota release him?
Should Minnesota release him? If Minnesota releases him, then yeah, they're not as smart as they want to look like they are around the league. Because it just, I mean,
it's about money, man.
I mean, then get rid of.
He said, "Figure it out."
Get rid of some pieces, but don't get rid of him. That's all I'm saying. You know what I mean? Like, but if I was,
they got Alexander Madison.
He ain't Dalvin Cook.
Yeah.
But he can be.
Okay.
He could be.
He gonna have a chance to prove it. You know what I mean?
When he played, I've had him 2 years in a row. When he plays, when Dalvin Cook don't play and Madison plays, he's very productive. And now that could be the fact that nobody really has no tape on him, but he produces.
Sure.
I don't know.
I mean, I gotta go with you, Joe. Like, hey, the man averaged like 1,100 yards since 2019, bro.
I look, I could be tripping, but to me, that's their offense. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean?
He's definitely tripping because it makes their offense.
Nah, I'm saying it set their offense up for everything else. You know what I mean? He's such a threat that, you know what I mean? Yeah, if you got Jefferson, you know what I mean? He can go out and get there. You know what I mean? Just simply because my run game is always solid. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't get rid of this brother. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's me personally. But if I was to get rid of him, and if I was him, I would go a team that would need him. I think he would fit well. And if they had a piece like this, I don't know. It's hard to say. I mean, anybody could use him. The Raiders could be a good space. You know what I'm saying? That would be a good little back threat. You know what I'm saying? I think.
Oh my God!
Shoot, man.
That boy getting little.
I mean, I agree. Honestly, the Raiders was one of the teams I thought of when he first asked the question.
Yeah,
But I mean, I like the Raiders. Sure, I mean, he can pretty much go to a lot of teams. The Chargers could use some help.
the Chargers could use him.
Raiders just gave Josh Jacobs a lot of money, did they not?
Well, they franchise tagged him, so
Yeah, so he's
he on like a prove it type of deal, but I don't understand that either.
See,
He proved that shit last year.
I don't. This what I don't get with the league. You know what I'm saying? Because especially the NFL, it's literally for certain positions. It's just like year by year, you're gonna have to show me what it is. You know what I mean? But then you give people these max contracts. You know what I'm saying? And then a couple years they gonna have to show you. You know what I mean? And it's like a lot of times after you give people these max contracts, it's like, man, the output is different. You know what I mean? I mean, look at Zeke. You know what I'm saying? Like. You paid the man, then what? You know what I'm saying? Like
that's a different shelf. It's a different shelf life for running backs. It's just a different shelf life because running backs, besides the linemen, they're taking the most hits.
I feel that. I feel that. I definitely feel that. You know what I'm saying? But like, isn't that why? So if the league is a right now type thing, you know what I'm saying, and if your running game is gonna set up your passing game, you know what I mean, you can set up the play action with a good running game. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, if you got a good, I mean, look at the Giants over there. You know what I'm saying? Like if you got a good running back, you can have a decent quarterback and do some things. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just the honest to God truth. You know what I mean? Like you have a decent quarterback and no name wide receivers and still make it, you know what I mean, with a running back that is, you know what I mean, going to be going after, you know, yards and touchdowns. So to me, it's such an important piece that it's like, yo, I'll pay the man now, I'll go get him, and then I'll train somebody underneath him right now that can, when this man's time is up, that can come up and, you know what I mean, take the job, you know what I mean, in a different way. But that's such an important piece that I'm like, yo, teams ain't building around they backs when honestly, if you give the back a little bit more money, I guarantee you get a little you be in a different position. You know what I'm saying? I definitely understand injuries, but the game built around the quarterback and the running back when you come down to the offense. You know what I'm saying? The running back set everything up.
Here's the thing. I think that the Vikings, if Dalvin Cook stays there throughout the season with the draft picks that they got and Jefferson and Hutchinson, I think the Vikings have a top 3 offense in the league, and that's with Kirk Cousins throwing the ball. Because with a guy like Jefferson, you just got to throw it in his vicinity. And the same thing with TJ Hutchinson. So I say that to say, like, Dalvin Cook, if his departure was to come, okay, they can rock with it because it's the NFC North at the end of the day, and all you got to do is win your division, get in the playoffs. And when it comes to the North, it's a coin flip between Vikings, Lions. Nope, the Vikings and Lions. So
don't you dare say the Bears. Dare say the Bears.
Oh, he caught himself.
He almost said Bears. I know he wasn't gonna say Packers. He almost said Bears.
Yeah, we want to think about Jordan Love, but I mean, the Vikings have a solid receiving core, and Kirk Cousins, he puts up numbers. He just can't do it past 1:30 p.m. You feel me? So he puts up numbers.
That defense is horrible.
Oh, you know, the defense is atrocious.
They lost a lot of people. They lost a couple of pieces. That defense is gonna be bottom third of the league.
Yeah, the defense is atrocious. So and like I said, they can't win 13 one-score games again. It's just not gonna happen.
To me that proves the point. You know what I mean? That you need not just a decent running back, but a running back that's gonna go after it. You know what I mean? Like Dalvin Cook to free, because you need a scoring offense. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you got great wide receivers, but if you play a great defense, you know what I'm saying, and they get checked, you know what I'm saying, they get shut down, and if they get limited to underneath 21 points in a game, they'll lose. You know what I'm saying? Like they have to score. You know what I mean? So with that, they need a very, very spread out offense. With Dalvin Cook, you have that. And like you said, that's top 3 offense in the league.
Sure. I also like Denver, Seattle.
No, Denver makes a lot of sense.
I
We don't
like
know
those
what's going on
teams.
what they got.
Yeah, well, yeah. He's
There's definitely, yeah. There's no question he's a top 5 running back when he's healthy, but it's a durability issue. The 2 guys we were talking about, Dalvin Cook and Josh Jacobs, they both get hurt. Just like most running backs, they can't stay on the field. It's hard to give a guy a big contract when you only see him for half the season.
Right, and that's just the shelf life of running backs. It's tough.
If we're being honest,
If you
Dalvin
ran
Cook
for
gets hurt. Dalvin Cook's got a foot injury about every 2-3 games.
hey,
Now when he comes back, he's got fucking 180 rushing yards and 7 catches for 80 yards and 3 touchdowns. But I mean, he's hurt for the next 2 games. And then he comes back,
Definitely.
and then he's back on the IR. So I mean,
yeah. So do you think he's no longer a number 1, and he should be a number 2 now?
No, he can definitely be a number 1.
nah, he's a number 1. He's definitely he's a top 5 running back when he's on the field. He's just.
But if I can't depend on you to be on the field, you can't be my number 1 running back.
And that's the problem. That's why they're gonna let his ass go. They figure they got all these pieces like that. They got Hawkinson,
That's tough to tell.
and they got Madison back there. They probably gonna let him go. I like the Rams. I like the Rams for Dalvin Cook.
Nah, the Rams are the street.
Now, the Rams, that's crazy because the Rams and Broncos were my 2 teams. So the Rams, it makes sense with McVay but it's like the Rams, and I want to count on the Rams because of the coaching and the way that they got things going on. But it's going to be tough to even get out their division with Seattle playing the way that they playing and San Fran doing what they need to do. Not worried about Arizona, but
I think Geno's coming back down to earth this year too.
Word.
I'm not gonna say. I don't think he's gonna suck, but I think he's gonna come back down to regular Geno status.
That's a tough thing to say. That's a tough thing to say.
I'm inclined to believe that partially.
Nah, I'm on a Geno ascension train. He's gonna like top the numbers he did last year because the squad's only got
Top him?
Yeah.
Yay.
I don't know about top him. I could see him.
I mean, you give him Dalvin Cook.
Seattle
know
know
what he
squad
gonna do.
this year. I'm trying to say.
We got more faith in Geno Smith than we do in Russ.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was
But
unanimous.
why? That's the question. But why?
But why? Because Russ ain't got nobody.
Yeah. What do you got out there, G? But
If he
problems.
wasn't by his lonesome.
All Russ got is 99 problems. That's all he got. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got no time. Nah, Geno. Yeah, Geno. He got the high hand. He got the high hand.
No, it's just Russ plays in the AFC West, and Seattle can mess around.
Ain't no defense out there.
Yeah, but you got to keep up with Mahomes and Herbert.
You got scoring. Yeah, if you look at the division he's in, he should put up better numbers because the defenses out in the NFC West are way tougher than the AFC West. So Russ's numbers should be. I don't know. We got to see. And you got Sean Payton with him. Y'all sleeping on Russ. I think Russ is going to surprise a lot of people this year.
He need to because I put a lot of faith in him last year. And
he looked like absolute garbage last year. So that's a bold
Look
statement.
pedestrian as hell.
Yep.
Yeah, he going through some things, man. Sierra wasn't giving him none no more. He gonna be all right. Russ gonna be okay.
Lord.
He gonna be all right.
he better.
Hey.
They ain't gonna win but 8 games, but they
How's that all right?
number.
Seems to me like his heart gonna be broken. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, because when we put him at 7-10, we put him at 7-10 last week. Yeah, it was 7-10, 8-9. It just They're gonna do just enough to be relevant.
I think that's gonna be Seattle.
That's relevant.
I think Seattle.
I was about to say.
Oh,
It ain't gonna be relevant in this league.
Sure. I guess, you know what I'm saying? I grew up in a county where you could pass with a 60, you feel me? So that would be more than a 60, you feel me? You know what I mean? So
Don't say that out loud.
They'll be on the outside looking in.
Oh yeah, they ain't got no chance of making playoffs.
Oh, you damn right they be on the outside.
I don't know. Yeah, for sure. You know what I'm saying? At the home.
So will Gino though. So they go. They both beat the Bahamas early. So.
Gino will make a play.
That's where you lost.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
So y'all got Gino going to the playoffs.
I can see.
Yeah, he went last year.
Wild card appearance. Why not?
Okay, he went last year. Y'all just kicked 2 teams out of the NBA finals. I mean NBA playoffs. So why can't we kick Gino out?
Because they're playing in the NFC. The NFC is going to have the Eagles, the 49ers, and then everybody else. Mm-hmm. It's going to be a free fall.
Stop sleeping on Dallas, okay? Everybody on this thing, stop sleeping.
Dallas part of everybody else. I don't understand why you got offended. You know, I don't get it.
We not.
I don't know. I gotta see what this Brandon Cooks looks like on offense for Dallas. So.
It looked like he got Dak thrown to him. That's what it looked like.
I mean, it's not Tony Romo, so
Praise the Lord. On that, I can agree.
I knew you was gonna say that.
On that, I can agree.
Romo had some of the best regular season numbers ever.
And then,
and so what? And what he doing now?
Was nothing.
Commentating. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got no time.
Same thing Dak doing.
And so does Dak, though. Dak put up great numbers, and I really don't think it's all his fault. I really think it's about 40% Dak's fault that they lose the games. Keep it a buck, because I can't put blame on him.
Jerry Jones.
No, stupid ass McCaffrey. Yeah, that dumb fuck. I'm about tired of his ass.
It's the whole organization.
Yeah.
I mean, like this stuff. We really about to find out because he going back to calling offensive plays again. And if it don't get no better from the first year he was calling offensive plays, my boy, you got to get the fuck up out of Dodge.
Look, y'all better just get the ball in Tony Pollard. Y'all be all right.
Shit, Jerry. At this point, Jerry gonna be coaching next year, bro.
Might as well.
Just gonna throw it out there, unless he called me.
He already coaching. He just ain't got the title. He already coaching.
He make all the draft picks. He's in the locker. He's in the locker room. You know?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. You heard what they said? His goal is for Dak to get the ball off quicker. Whatever that means. I said that don't help.
Let's cap it up right there with the NFL. We will be right back with the NFL. But we got to move back to the NBA and the NBA Finals. The Miami Heat successfully stole Game 2 in Denver to hand the Nuggets their first loss at home in these playoffs. 20-point games from Bam, Jimmy, and Gabe Vincent led the way for Miami. Tyler, start off with you. Does Game 2 worry you? Are you worried for the Nuggets?
Not at all. I think Game 2 just got away from them. There's a lot of bad calls in this game. There's a lot of missed calls in this game. Be real. I know we're not living in the land of if, but if it was 30 seconds left on that clock, that'd have been a Denver win. So I'm really not worried. I think they just were a little off, missing shots, you know what I mean? Not being in position, Jokic not having more assists than he normally has. I mean, he scored 41 points. So, I mean, it's not like the offense isn't working. It's not like defense isn't working because they came all the way back. And it was just an unfortunate unfortunate game. I think Game 3, they'll be back on it. It's gonna be tougher because they're in Miami, but I think they'll be fine.
So Joey V, you got the Heat in 5, and until tomorrow's result, that's still a definite possibility.
You know what
so
I'm saying?
have the Heat figured out Denver's formula.
Let me say this: the Heat played their own game. You know what I'm saying? They're a comeback team. You know what I'm saying? That's what they do. I honestly, after seeing game 1, was like, okay, if they don't take game 2, then yeah, I'm gonna get ridiculed. You know what I'm saying? But after seeing them play game 2, I'm like, all right. There is Jimmy's still Jimmy. You know what I'm saying? There is still, you know what I mean, life in this team. You know what I mean? I think game 3 gonna be interesting, but as you said, it's pivotal. You know what I'm saying? If they don't take game 3, then yeah, that crushes, obviously, the game 5, the Heat in 5 prediction. You know what I'm saying? I still, even if it ain't in 5, I still got the Heat in this. I don't know. Maybe I'm just like, I love the underdog. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I still got the Heat in this.
So, a fact, when the series is tied 1-1 in the NBA Finals, Game 3 winner has won 80% of those. Won the series 80% of the time. So, Vinny, is this a must-win game for Denver? Is this a must-win game for Miami?
I think it's more so of a must-win game for Miami. I think they need to keep the ball rolling. I don't think this is one of them series where they can get down and they can come back. They already took a game in Denver, and I think that hurts Denver more than if they would have lost, say, game 3 or game 4. Down, or up 2-1 or 3-1. I think losing that game in Denver, but it's also a wake-up call. It's also, I feel like, one of them things that need to happen in the playoffs. They haven't lost a game at home yet, so they needed a little bit of. They were feeling kind of invincible, so they needed that little taste of reality. I think they're going to come back with a vengeance in game 3. So it's not all about It's not all about how hard you get hit. It's about how you react after you get hit. So.
Shit,
I mean, but couldn't you say the same for Miami?
Yeah.
Who just won the game? I mean, so that's all I'm saying.
But that's their nature, like you said. They did some shit, something that they've been doing the whole playoffs. So I have Denver in 5. So I think they're gonna go ahead and I think Miami went and got that win in there. I didn't think they were gonna take one in Denver. I thought it was gonna be Miami, but I still don't think it makes a difference in I think it's really is a must-win game for both teams, but I feel like Miami definitely needs to win game 3. Just a little bit more.
That's the right answer.
It's both teams for sure. Yeah, I agree with you, man. You know what I mean, and Vinny, it's both teams for sure. Whoever take this, pretty much gonna take it all. You know what I'm saying? The momentum gonna carry with them. You know what I'm saying? So. It's gonna be an interesting game. You know what I'm saying? If you don't watch no other game in the finals, this is the one you gotta watch.
Yeah, but momentum. Both of these teams have proven throughout this postseason, well, more so Miami, that momentum is only part of the battle. Like, there's been times where Miami knocked off their momentum throughout the game, and they still won that particular game. So. Because Miami 7-3 when they're down by 10 or more in these playoffs, so they understand. They understand that they're knocking it in the right way. But I don't know, man. I think Denver. I tend to disagree with you, Vinny, because I think Denver understands, like, they let that one slip. Like they let that one slip, and. They should be looking at a 2-0 series lead. But if you want to say it like that, Miami came out with guns blazing in the first couple quarters. So they came out shooting.
They blew it though. They had a 15-point lead. They blew the game.
No, they didn't blow the game. They won it. So let's get that straight. So I don't care how much they won by. You know what I mean? They still won. Let's get that straight.
I mean, yes, but we got to take what Rail said in accountability because 30 more seconds left on that clock, man, and we can't live in one land or whatever. We're not.
God bless you.
But 30 more seconds in that clock, man, and Miami's not winning this game.
Okay.
Not at all.
Okay, but there weren't. So. I mean,
we respect the no if thing. I just wanted it to be known.
Statistically speaking, too, they don't want Jokic to score 40 plus points.
Yeah. No, they don't, because Jokic scored 40.
That means he's scoring. Yeah, he's scoring too much. That means he's relying too much on himself to score. He needs to facilitate more. So if they zone in on everybody else and force him to score, he might drop 45, 50, but that's not necessarily what the Nuggets want.
We gonna see. Go ahead.
If you got Murray taking up the assist total, then we good.
Are we?
I mean, are we also gonna see 20, 20, and 20 from Gabe? I mean, Jimmy maybe. Are we gonna see 20 and 20 from Gabe and Bam again though? So and then they won by 3 points.
Right. And like Gabe Vincent, Caleb Martin, Max Strus, those are the type of players. Even Dr. Robinson. Game 4, they might score 75 between the 4 of them, but we don't know that. Game 3, they might just have 21 points between the 4 of them. So
they had 2 20-point guys, and they squeak out a win.
So
exactly, and it's more of Jimmy has to get into the guy that he was in the Milwaukee series. Even maybe so just a little bit in the New York series. In the New York series, he was kind of hampered by that ankle, but he was still making plays. The Eastern Conference Finals was based off Caleb Martin, and those guys are hoopers. I don't care where they were drafted, if they wasn't drafted. Those guys are hoopers for Miami. But Denver got hoopers the same way. Michael Porter Jr., Aaron Gordon, KCP, Bruce Brown. Those guys are hoopers as well. So it just
MPG. He was non-existent in game 2.
And he's not going to miss those shots that Porter Jr. I'm talking about. He's not going to miss those shots that he was missing in game 2. And I don't know if he realizes that, but he's 6'10". He need to act like he's 6'10". And what was working for Aaron Gordon in game 1, they need to find a way to feed him again. Because it has to be, we know Jokic is going to get his. Jokic, you can't stop him. Jamal Murray, if he's on, it's a problem. When Jamal Murray's on, Denver can't be beat. And I don't know if Denver needs to. That's just weird. Because the 3 times that Jokic has scored, or the 4 times Jokic scored over 40 this postseason, Denver's lost. Matter of fact, it's been our only losses. It's when he scores more than 40. So,
that means Murray's off. That means whoever's supposed to be cooking ain't cooking.
Or they've been shut down.
And for game 2, that was Michael Porter Jr. because he was missing shots he usually make.
Yeah.
Same thing with KCP was missing those shots too. Same thing with Bruce Brown. Michael Porter Jr. can't be the only person getting the blame. Those 3 right there, it's like, man, we need a job.
Jamal Murray didn't have the best of games either. I think he shot 7 for 15. He didn't have. I mean, it's not a bad game. It's not a great game. I could be wrong on the stat part, but Murray didn't have a spectacular game.
No.
Shows
he,
you right
he
there
didn't
that
for scoring rise, but he did dish out 10 assists.
The whole Nuggets supporting cast behind Jokic all had pretty off games by the way they've been playing the entire playoffs, and they barely lost that game. We also need to realize that. Yeah, it's a big Miami win. It's a huge win. But they barely won that game, and the whole team was off. So that just shows you when the Nuggets are clicking, they're gonna be tough to beat.
Yeah, man, they're a hard team to beat. Here's the thing I don't like: the word momentum. Okay, because I never really liked that word. especially when you say, "Oh, a team's gonna have momentum going into the next game." The next game is a whole different day, a whole different place, whole different time. Your body done had time to relax. So the state in which your body is in before the game, it's not the same as it was when you just played that last game. So the momentum thing, I really can't take it into effect because maybe in football, maybe for the next play, you know what I mean? But after that quarter, after we all sit down, y'all know what it feel like when you sit down after playing 2-3 games. Come on, we done all play sports. Ain't no momentum. It's either you gonna kick it in gear or get your ass whooped. That's the bottom line. But I mean, I never really liked that word momentum. I never really like, even when I was growing up, they were like, "We're gonna have momentum next game." I'm not gonna have momentum next game, coach. I'm gonna show up though. I'm gonna show up. I'm a ball. Are you gonna ball? Are you gonna ball? Are you gonna? That's the question. Like,
your coach must have said something about we gonna have all the momentum. Where the hell the momentum was, coach?
I ain't losing.
Where was this damn momentum we was talking about?
But when we did, it was because coach said some dumb shit.
Where was this damn momentum you were talking about?
Momentum? Where?
Jimmy need to score more than 20 though. 20, just only 20 points out of Jimmy ain't gonna be enough on a nightly basis.
He gonna have to give you at least 25. I mean, unless everybody else giving you 20.
That ain't gonna happen every night. Jimmy need to score more than 20.
I mean, because Lowry will give you 20. You know what I'm saying? That's a guarantee.
Lowry. You ain't say Lowry, did you?
Yes. Come on, don't hate on Lowry.
He don't even play enough minutes to give you 20.
Hey, look. That man been balling, okay?
He a soldier. I fuck with Lowry. I always like Lowry. He gritty. He one of them gritty guys you need on your team, but he ain't.
I don't like Lowry. I don't. But I like what he been doing.
Man, good God. How you change in the span of 60 seconds is crazy. I get to looking at my watch.
There ain't no way you
God, that's crazy.
There's no way you don't. There's no way that you do not like Lowry and you think he's going to score 20 points. Ain't no way.
Nah, I mean, I don't have to like you to like your game some days. I mean, I don't like his game every day. But like what he's been showing me this series, it's been nice. You know what I mean? So if I'm going off of what he's been doing lately, it's been decent. I think he can give you 20. I mean, if you can't get 20, man, you don't even need to be on the team. I'm going to be honest.
I'm gonna study that philosophy. I agree. You know what I mean? He can definitely give you 20. You know what I mean? But I like Larry. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna study our philosophy. You know what I mean? I ain't gotta like the food to eat it. You know what I'm saying? Like that's
absolutely.
That's a little different. You know what I mean?
No, when you need to get it done, you get it done. But real quick, let's start off from Ty. Who wins Game 3?
I honestly think Miami wins Game 3, and I think it's just their home game, and I think it's just the grit they're gonna give when they get home. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that Denver's not going to show up, but I just think they got an edge being at home, being their first home game. The thought process is going to be protect home. You know what I mean? It's going to be hard to beat a team like that who's been winning a lot of games.
And make no mistake, that ain't got nothing to do with momentum.
Yeah, nothing to do with momentum.
Make no mistake. Joey V, who wins Game 3?
I got Miami.
Of course you do. Miami at 5. And Vinny, I think we're going to be the only ones to pick Denver. So you got Denver in Game 3?
Nuggets get back to Game 1 status. Michael Porter Jr. has a good game, and I think Bam is going to struggle a little bit this game.
He better not struggle at all.
I just can't see, especially if Miami's going to use that same strategy they attempted that they try to use with playing zone on Jokic in the fourth and trying to make him make different decisions or turn him into a scorer. Nah, that's not going to work. It's not going to work. And Jamal Murray had a pretty damn good look. It just didn't go in.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think everybody gets back on the track. Same thing with Vinny said. It's an MPJ game. It's some more finding that mismatch because they found the mismatch with Aaron Gordon and Caleb Martin in game one until Spoelstra put Kevin Love out there. I think you can go out there and find a mismatch on Kevin Love, but I don't know which one it would be. I don't know who it will be, but I think you can counter that. So I think Denver wins. I think Denver wins, and it's gonna be less than 10. It's probably gonna be like an 8-point game that Denver snatched away in the fourth quarter. But I think Denver goes the game 4-2-1.
They're gonna have to stop Miami shooting, man. That's gonna be the big thing. They're gonna have to stop them shooters.
They got some guys that can.
You say what?
They got some guys that can shoot on that team.
Facts. But you're gonna have to stop the other team from shooting.
yeah. It's about stopping Miami from shooting the three. But the thing is, and I don't care who doesn't want to say that they're not living by the three and dying by the three. That's exactly what Miami's doing. They go out there. If they make it, then this is a championship team. But if they don't make their threes, then they're gonna look like the eighth seed.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Strus hit about 4 threes the other night too. So they need those threes.
Yeah. And before we get out of here, Tyler Hero is still up in the air whether he plays. How much of a difference? We're gonna start with you, Joey V, since you're the only one picking Miami to win the series. How much of a difference is Tyler Hero going to make? He shouldn't start. He should be coming off the bench. But how much of a difference would Tyler Hero make?
Realistically, I think just having him in the game. This is one of the teams where the impact. It's like the impact comes from the just playing the sport. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, you know, yeah, you can have some off days, some on days, but like Jimmy adjusts. You know what I mean? I've heard y'all say how, you know, Jimmy only scored 20. I mean, but he only needed to score 20. You know what I'm saying? In this particular game, with other pieces moving the way they were supposed to move. With Tyler Hero there, kind of being the captain of the bench at that point. You know what I'm saying? It could ignite the bench to a point where, you know, we see the Miami that faced Milwaukee. You know what I'm saying? And so, if that's the case, you know what I mean, then yeah, I think it's all subject to just mindset. But this is the championship, you know what I'm saying? So if they gonna bring this brother in, he better have the mindset of I'm doing this to win the championship, no matter how I feel. Better watch Pat Mahomes tape. You know what I'm saying? He'd be all right.
That man an alien. They can't watch his tape.
Was running from 300-pound line on one ankle.
On one ankle. Wow.
I'll tell you right now, I ain't never been betting against Cuz.
He was ski down one. I don't know, man. Tyler Hero, he was. If this was the Eastern Conference Finals and he had some other games to get underneath his feet, then maybe. But like, I don't know. They got something going on right now. You can always use another body as the playoffs, but they got something going on right now. I don't know. I don't see how in certain Hero and Hero, he can be ball dominant at times. Now, if this was a Hero that was playing off the ball and catching and shooting, but he got to create his shots. So I don't know if I'm going to take the ball out of the hands, because if I'm putting the ball in the hands of Tyler Hero, I got to take the ball out of the hands of Caleb Martin. Got to take the ball out of the hands of Gabe Vincent and Duncan Robinson. I don't know, but that's why Coach Spoelstra is who he is, because he'll figure it out.
So you saying Miami ain't a team that play with the high hand? You know what I'm saying? Because
and the high hand it belongs to Duncan Robinson and Caleb Martin.
All right, so if that's the case, if you get in there, you know what I mean, it fit in, you know what I'm saying, not take over. You just came off of, I mean, it's the championship. You should know where you fit, you know what I'm saying. It's your team. You've been playing with them all season. It's a valid argument. It's just one argument, you know what I'm saying. I just feel like, you know, if they bring him in, it wouldn't be to hinder the team. And if he does, you can always put his ass RBC right beside coach.
I'm right back on the bench.
You know what I mean?
I mean, I look at it like this. Good players, when you play a sport, you play that sport, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It ain't changing. It ain't he going from playing basketball to playing football tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's still basketball, and he still understands the game at a high level. So bringing him in shouldn't hinder them from doing anything. Yeah. It's just depending on how acclimated he's going to be physically. You know what I'm saying? Because when you come off an injury, there's certain things you got to do. Like, is he in the gym putting up shots every day? You know what I'm saying? Because that's ultimately what we're going to need him to do. We're going to need him to go run around. We're going to need you to add to the 3-point status, because that's what's keeping Miami winning games. You know what I mean?
It's also championship mindset. I mean, like, if he's supposed to be this piece that's going to add so much to the team, which he is. He's a piece that does add different threats to the teams. You know what I mean? So if he is, then get in where you fit in. Coming in off the bench would be perfect. You know what I mean? Miami has something in their starting five. They've worked it out, you know what I mean? Especially through the Eastern Conference Finals. You know what I'm saying? Now, with that being said, you know, like, just get in where you fit in. I believe he a good piece to get in where you fit in. I think on a lot of different teams, he coming off the bench, they would be a threat. You know what I'm saying? So that to me, I think it shouldn't hurt at all.
Well,
I think playing the best basketball. They play the best basketball they play all year.
Oh yeah, all year. Yo,
I wouldn't. Tyler Hero's Tyler Hero, but like Rel said, we don't know what kind of game shape Tyler Hero's in, and this is the NBA Finals. Now's not the time to start testing shit.
Which is why I said I wouldn't put it in unless they know he gonna add something to the. I mean, so if he ain't in the condition, the doctors didn't sign off. Just lie. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't know. So just lie. The doctors didn't sign off.
Sure, we gonna know the first 2-3 minutes he play.
Yeah,
we gonna know.
I don't put him. Yeah, I mean, I don't put him in if I don't put him in without a lead.
Mm-hmm.
If Miami's got a little lead coming into the half or I put him in the game for a couple minutes, see what he's looking like, see what his mechanics look like, see how that boy lives in South Beach. You think he ain't been out partying and shit?
Yeah. He younger than all of us.
That's Tyler Hero.
He younger than all of us, so he out there doing all types of stuff.
Oh yeah, he is. That's crazy.
Just I don't mess with the water. I don't mess with whatever they got in them Gatorade bottles that they drinking right now. Keep drinking it.
That's it.
Hey, don't say that. Now they're gonna be testing the bottles.
They better already be testing the bottles. If they smart, they better already be testing the bottles.
Don't test me and JR bottle.
Miami Heat. The number 8 playing Miami Heat, number 8 seed with no Tyler Hero. They're not supposed to be here. So.
Sure.
They might as well keep rocking with rock with what they've been rocking with.
Man, I got 3 different playoff series that say they earned it, but yeah.
No, they did earn it.
Yeah, I'm about to say, don't tell them that.
You look at the beginning of the playoffs and you see the 8 seeded Heat with no Tyler Hero. Ain't no way in hell you got them going to the NBA Finals.
No way in hell, but they did it.
Don't mess with that recipe.
So Hero status is still up in the air. We don't know what we'll see from him, but tomorrow NBA Finals start Game 3. Can't wait. Half of us think Denver, the other half think Miami. So we'll see. But let's venture on back out to the NFL and go back to the NFC North, where we can start continue our weekly win-loss prediction. We got about 90-ish days till that kickoff game between the Lions and the Chiefs. So let's get into the NFC North. Kirk Cousins, Jared Goff, Jordan Love, and Justin Fields are in some important years of their careers. Jared and Kirk, they gotta prove it that they can still be those guys for those teams as they're looking up on contract years. Jordan Love is replacing Aaron Rodgers, who replaced Brett Favre. So he's kind of like pressured to be good. And then Justin Fields, he's in his third year, and they think they found something. They think they found something because he was putting up numbers as like athletes on the athletic side, but the team was garbage. So let's start it off. Which squad you got up first?
The first one on the list right here is the Vikings.
Okay, who got the Vikings? And the Vikings will be. Oh, cool. I got the Vikings. Let's bring up the Vikings. Tampa Bay is their first game. Baker Mayfield. That's a W. And let's give Philadelphia a loss. So 1-1. 1-2 against the Chargers. Then 2-2 with Carolina Panthers. Okay, so there goes the Kansas City Chiefs. It's Kansas City. It's Kansas City. They're gonna be 2-3, but 3-3 thanks to the Chicago Bears win, and then 4-3 after they beat the San Francisco 49ers. At Green Bay and at Atlanta. I think this is a 6-3 team by the time Week 10 rolls around against New Orleans, and they'll take a loss to New Orleans, be 6-4, and they'll enter the bye at 8-4. Okay, and then loss to the Raiders, loss to the Bengals, loss to the Lions. So just in Viking fashion, he 8-7 that quick. And the thing is, with these two games, these Green Bay and these last two games, Green Bay and Detroit, man, it's such a gimme. But I'm gonna have them split it. So I got the Vikings at 9-8.
9-8.
That should be enough in the NFC. That should be enough to grab one of the last two wild card spots.
Yep.
You got them losing to the Lions 2 times?
Yeah, man.
The Lions, man, they're a threat.
We gonna see what the Lions are really about this year.
Shoot, they showed you what they was about last year.
They done showed it for 1 year at a time and then came back the next year. They made the playoffs. The Lions made the playoffs with Matthew Stafford, and they came back the next year and won 5 games. So I got to see. The Lions got to show me. I like the Lions. I love that roster that they have. I love St. Brown. I like that roster. I like Dan Campbell, but they got to show me.
So 9-8 for the Minnesota Vikings. Any contest to that?
No, I don't argue with that. That sounds pretty. 9-8, 8-9, either way. A couple games over, a couple games under. That sounds.
I'm about to say.
It's the give or take.
Give or take a few.
9-8 sounds good though. They got a couple. They got, like you said, they still got a lethal offense, so they're gonna win a couple games offensively, but defensively, they're gonna get their ass whooped by them good offensive teams up there.
It's not as brutal as whose schedule was that last week? I think it was the fucking. It was the Broncos.
The Raiders?
No, it was the Raiders. The Raiders had that.
It was
Oh my goodness, they had that brutal schedule. Who you got next in the queue?
The Packers.
The Packers. Oh, that's Vinny.
Jordan Love gets to go to Soldier Field week 1. Packers still got a couple little pieces. They got Christian Watson. They got Dobbs, Aaron Jones, AJ Dillon. Packers had a good defense last year. We can't forget that. Did the Bears make any offseason moves?
Yeah, DJ Moore. They got some players on defense. TJ Edwards, the middle linebacker from the Eagles. Tremaine Edmonds from the Bills. So
I'm gonna give him a loss week 1. I think Jordan Love's first game. I don't think he's gonna play a bad game, but I think he's gonna lose. I think he's gonna lose game 1. Atlanta's an improved team, but I'm gonna give the Packers a win in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
And then they go to New Orleans, and I think they're gonna lose in the Superdome. And then they're gonna play Detroit, and they're gonna lose to Detroit.
damn.
And then so I got them at 1-3 to start the season, and then they go to Vegas, and I'm gonna have that as a loss as well.
Damn.
So they're gonna start before they buy. They have an early bye. They have a week 6 bye, so I got them going at 1-4 going to the bye.
That's a sucky bye week.
It's an early bye week. It's an early bye week at Denver. That's another loss.
Damn. I was hoping you said that because you were just making that same noise. You were just making that praise about Sean Payton.
I'm about to say.
Another loss in Denver. Yeah, it's another loss. So they get a home game against Minnesota. I hate to be so damn hard on the Packers.
Wow. How do you hate it? I love it.
That's another loss.
Good God.
I'm gonna give the Packers a W at home against the Rams.
Finally.
Fine.
This
And,
week 11.
Listen, man, it's not a cake schedule. It's a rough looking schedule up here.
No. This schedule is tough.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they're gonna go to Pittsburgh and steal that game.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're gonna come back and they're gonna start that losing train again. They're gonna lose to the Chargers. Thanksgiving against the Lions, that's definitely another loss on Thanksgiving. The Chiefs, Jesus Christ, that's another loss. The Giants, that's another loss.
That's at New York on a Monday night. That's insane.
That's an L.
That's an L. That's an L.
Insane.
Then they get Tampa Bay at Lambeau. I'll give them a W. You see, most of the games I got in winter at Lambeau.
Mm-hmm.
Then they go to Carolina. I'll give them a W at Carolina.
Okay, that gives them 5 W's.
And then I got them losing to Minnesota for the second time.
Damn.
And then I'm actually going to have them winning that last game against the Bears. So they're going to lose. Jordan Love going to lose to Chicago in Chicago week 1. But I think they're going to get the better half of Chicago falling apart at the end of the season, like usual.
Damn, so 6-11?
6-11 for the Packers.
Hey, bro. I'm over here looking at my schedule like.
Good God.
6-11?
Jesus.
I mean, look, and I don't think that this is going to be on Jordan Love, but 6 wins, 7 wins makes sense. I don't think this is going to be on Jordan Love. It's just,
And they got a 5-game losing streak and a 4-game losing streak in there. There's a couple tough stretches. I mean, look at it. I mean, when they come off that Pittsburgh game, they have the Chargers, the Lions, the Chiefs, and the Giants. I mean, that's bullshit. That's not fair.
Yeah.
But it's the NFL.
Not fair. Yeah.
It's the end. And then that beginning part of the schedule ain't no better. I don't know. They didn't do much to help Jordan Love.
Facts.
They did nothing, actually. Not to say they didn't. They did nothing. They didn't do much. They did nothing. They lost pieces offensively. They acquired nothing. Their draft was kind of quiet. They might have got a couple pieces from the draft that we don't know too much about, but they're going to lean heavily on that defense and that run game, and he's going to have some flashes. I don't think he's a bad quarterback. I think he's going to have some flashes, but he hasn't played football in, 4 or 5 years? I don't think he's going to come out like Aaron Rodgers did.
Yeah.
But 6-11, I feel like that's generous.
Oh, man. I have to agree.
yeah. 6, 7 wins, it just makes sense. And it's nothing
I give him
against.
7-10.
I just think Jordan Love will have a decent year. It's just gonna be one of those situations like, damn, we can't get over the hump. And remember how the Chargers used to always lose close game? I think that's
It's
how the
gonna be close.
Packers will do it. Like they just
It's
won't
not gonna
have
be
the idea to how to win when you need to win.
and there's a couple W's up there. I can even see them losing. I'm being generous with 6 because there's a couple games in there that I can see them easily losing. They can lose at Pittsburgh. They can lose at home against the Rams. They can lose that last game against the Bears. So this team can very well win 3 games. But I just can't see the Green Bay Packers being a 3-win team. So
I mean, the Lions did it before.
Oh no! But the Lions are bred to this. That's what they do. That's what they do.
You got a couple games. You got a couple games at Lambeau Field. You got a good defense. I feel like they're gonna sneak a couple W's in there.
Oh God!
They got a good run game. We can't forget AJ Dillon and Aaron Jones. That's a solid backfield. They still got a good offensive line. So I mean, 6 games.
Mm-hmm. Concur.
Cool.
All right.
Next up, the Lions.
You got the Lions, right?
Yeah, that's me. Yeah. So with that being said, I think this first game of the year is going to be very, very interesting. I honestly believe that the Lions can squeak a win out by 3. You know what I mean? I do believe that they can win this one. And so that's going to be my pick. I think they can win this one. I think they can win it. I think they can win it. I think they can surprise the Chiefs in this way. I do believe it. You know what I mean? It's going to show me what they got. I do believe they can win it. It's going to be a very, very good game.
I hope I get blown out. I really do.
I don't think they're gonna get blown out, but
no, I hope not. I want to see a good game. I want to see. Yeah, I don't want to see that.
I won't after all.
You know, I'm gonna give them because I just feel like teams that are good on paper, I'm gonna drop games that they should win, and I feel like they're gonna drop one of them early, and that's gonna be to the Seahawks. And so I got the Seahawks losing that. I mean, winning that. I got them beating the Falcons, so it's 2-1. I got them beating the Packers. That's 3-1. I got them losing to the Panthers. 3-2. You know what I mean? I got a dub 4-2 to the Bucks. It's a loss to the Ravens. What's that? 4-3. I think it's a dub to the Raiders. 5-3. 9th week bye. It's not bad.
That's not bad at all.
Let's make them 6-3 against this Chargers team. We'll say something about the Lions and the Bears where they split. You know what I mean? I'm gonna say they're gonna split one. You know what I mean? That they're gonna split these. But I think week 11 they'll win it. What is that? What 6-3? What am I?
Yeah,
7.
7-3.
7-3.
The world will fall off if come week 11 after the Lions are 7-3 after they beat the Chicago Bears. That's crazy.
It's just something about divisional games that I just feel like I should be safe and split these jumps. You know what I'm saying? But I don't feel like Green Bay got them this year. Jesus, that's a toss-up for me. But I'll give grace and say that Green Bay take this one. You know what I'm saying? We get 7-4. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
It's a dub against the Saints. 8-4. You know what I mean? 8-5. I told you we splitting those. You know what I'm saying? They beating the Broncos. That's 9-5. I think that they got one of these games against the Vikings, and I think it's the last week of the season.
I think so too.
You know what I mean? So we had 9-6 with week 16. I'll give them the dub against the Cowboys. I shouldn't have to explain my reasons.
Okay.
And so we had 10. What is that? 10 wins? Yeah. 10-6 with the last dub, potentially 11-6.
I'm mad disrespectful out here.
So 11-6.
Yeah, mad disrespectful.
That gives the Lions the division, and
I think it's they get
maybe even a top 4 seed in the NFC.
I think the squad is stacked. You know what I'm saying? They stay right the whole year. I really don't see them being in a bad position. The squad is stacked. It's just like lethal. The only one I'll give you, and I'll say, maybe it's 10-7, and that's week 1. You know what I mean? Because if they do win, it's by a small margin. You know what I mean? But that's the one I'll give you.
So, if the Lions win week 1, I think they'll be a 6-0 team after they beat Buccaneers. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. If they win week 1, I don't got them losing the game till they meet the Ravens.
I was giving grace. I understand that. You know what I mean? I was giving grace just simply because in my lifetime of watching the Lions play, they've been the type of team to like drop one of them early jumps. You know what I'm saying? But by the end of the season, they coming at you hard. You know what I'm saying?
They just know how to lose.
I think the Lions anywhere. I think they're going to win the division. I think they win anywhere between 11 to 13 games. I can see them losing 4 games.
I got them winning 10.
11 to 13 games?
Oh, maybe 9.
I could see them 13-4, but I could also see them 12-5, 11-6. I could see them somewhere in that zone.
11-6 makes sense, but I don't know. I think this week 2 matchup against the Seahawks is getting
they can start off 0-2.
Underlooked because last year
they lost that
when this matchup happened, this was a straight up shootout. Mm-hmm. The score was like 42-38, and Seattle won it because they just made more plays at the end of the day. But I think it's going to be more of the same because I think the first 2 games are going to be shootouts.
Oh yeah, they could start off 0-2. If we're being honest, if they start off 0-2, they could start off 0-3.
If that's the case, then it's what Will said. They ain't gonna lose until they face Baltimore.
Yeah, if they win game 1, I don't think they're gonna lose until they see tomorrow.
Do you know how? Oh my goodness! Do you know how lopsided the world would be if the Lions started off 6-0?
Yeah, but yo.
It's a possibility. You got to just admit that it's a possibility.
It is very possible. They have the capability to win all 6 of them games. Maybe
the same team you got losing to the Panthers.
I feel you. No. I did. You know what I'm saying? So I
was cool with that Panthers pick because that's some Lions type of shit. Like
that's what I'm saying. What it's do. A couple of Jones off the early. You know what I'm saying? That they go. That's how they are, and that's where they end up in the position they do it later on in the season. It's off the start of the season.
And
you haven't beaten
that could be the Panthers' first win.
You haven't beaten Dallas.
I do.
I do not.
I do.
As you should.
I ain't even being biased.
It depends on where both those teams are at.
Look, I'm be honest. I'm not being biased either. I'm just saying that, like, if we talking about seasons, you know what I mean? Dallas at the end of the season, you know what I mean? Iffy at best. Let's just be honest. You know what I'm saying? They don't play as hard as they do usually at the start of the jump, where everybody talking about, oh, this is my year, this is all year. You know what I mean? They usually at the end of the season coming off a losing streak. You know what I'm saying? So
them ain't real Cowboy fans.
I feel.
This is, but we talking about a team in the Detroit Lions that ain't been to the that hasn't been to the playoffs since 2014.
So
it's a new day.
Yeah, I'm just.
No. What I'm saying is, and yeah, Jared Goff has a Super Bowl appearance, and he's been in playoff. He's played in good games, but like for the majority of it, this Lions squad won't know how to win those games.
So I mean, if they're gonna be a winning squad, either now or in the future, they're gonna have to figure that out, right? You know.
Yeah, right. They definitely want to figure it out. I'm not disputing it, but I'm saying there's a couple games that the Seahawks game and the Cowboys game. Those are games like all right, might
I think that
around.
I want to give them the benefit of the doubt and say that they finally got over that not knowing how to win hump when they beat Green Bay the last game of the season last year. Because I just knew we just knew they were going to lose that game.
Yeah, and
Said, ain't no way the Lions about to beat Aaron Rodgers and keep him out the playoffs and make the playoffs. But that's what they did.
I didn't say that.
Well, they didn't make the playoffs, but you say ain't no way the Lions gonna beat the Packers and
yeah, and even watching the game, I was like, all right, Aaron Rodgers will find a way to get back into it, but when he didn't,
eventually,
I was like, oh, okay, this might be a new day in Detroit. So
that man gave up on Green Bay.
Mm-hmm.
They've been playing pedestrian all year. Mm-hmm. I expected them to continue playing pedestrian.
So we got.
I like 10 wins for the Lions. I like 10 wins.
I'm not mad
I'm with that. Maybe 9. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like 9 just a little bit of an undercut.
Yeah, 9's a little
10 to
low,
12.
especially if
I feel like that's really disrespectful.
Okay, so but look though, because y'all got them winning 11 to 10.
10 to 12.
But if you take that Dallas game and that KC game and that Seahawks game, which are 3 up in the air ass games, if they lose them 3 and then they lose the rest of them that you expect, they're gonna be a 9-win team.
This could be a tougher division than most think. The last team is the Bears, so let's bring it on home.
Do I have to do this?
Yep, we all have to do it.
Oh God,
it's bad.
Yeah.
Actually, this schedule a lot more doable.
We got 2.
If the Raiders or the Broncos had this schedule,
no.
Oh, they actually
do. Green Bay. I think they can win. I think they'll beat Green Bay.
First game of the season.
Yeah, first game of the season.
It's gonna be at Soldier Field, and yeah.
Damn. The Bucs.
Tom Brady list Buccaneers.
Yeah, don't do that. That's Baker Mayfield's team.
So what?
Scratch Baker Mayfield ass.
We cannot forget the Bucs still have Mike Evans, Chris Godwin. So.
I'm about to say, it's going to be the Bucs defense that's going to hinder the Bears from winning this game. So that's an L. And then following that is another L. That's 2 L's. So that's 1 and 2. Then we got the Broncos. I think I said the Broncos would win this game.
That's a toss
last week. So I'm going to get them this game. Then we got the Commanders.
W.
Watch him out. I don't like the way you just threw that W out there like that. Watch him out.
Yeah, you say that.
What blows my mind is they continue to put this game on Thursday night.
Yeah, that just throw me off. You know what I mean?
Like, you gonna waste my Thursday night, and it's October 5th. There ain't no basketball on.
And you gotta
waste my Thursday night.
Who is gonna pay?
Watching this bull? Like, come on, man.
Would you pay to watch Sam Howell play football? I wouldn't.
So that's 3 and 2.
I'm gonna say it one more time.
Washington.
Watch him out. I don't like the way all the emphasis you got in it. Would you pay? I don't like the emphasis you got up there in the video.
They got the nerve to put that game on Prime where you got to pay for it.
My God. Who invited him? Huh?
This is why we invited him. But Washington, man, I really don't know about that game. I'm about to flip a coin on it. But I give it to the Bears for argument's sake. So what's that? 2 and 3.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got the Vikings. That's an L. 2 and 4. Then we got the Raiders. That's an L. 2 and 5.
It ain't going well.
And we got the Chargers. That's an L. And we got the Saints, so that's the 2-6. We can go 3-6. I think they'll beat the Saints.
I could see that.
Is this game at Carolina? Yeah, I think this game's at Carolina.
Another prime game. Why they got them playing on there?
No. That's a yeah. How did they get 2 prime games?
Yeah, I'm about to say
How
something.
did the Bears? It's another Thursday night. They got 2 Thursday night games. No, that game in Carolina is in Chicago.
Oh my God, Bears and Panthers.
Who wants
to watch the Bears?
Yeah, that game's gonna be Chicago.
I give it to Chicago. So we have 4-6.
November 9th, I'll just watch some NBA that day. Because the Bears and the Panthers, come on now.
That's tip off, right?
Bears and the Lions. I got the Lions. So that's 7 losses.
Yeah.
And then we got the Vikings again. That's 4-8.
Good God. So they hit the bye just knowing they can't make the playoffs.
Yeah, pretty much.
They hit the bye ready to retire.
And they got the Lions again. I think the Lions gonna take them again. Keep it a buck.
I was being gracious, to be honest with you. It's the same division, just split it. That's how I felt.
I want to split it, but
Nah, I don't know. They're like, Chicago got to show me a lot more for me to, nah.
Then they got the Browns. I'm just giving them a dub because I'm rooting against the Browns. So that's 5-1. It's 5-9. Then we have the Lord have mercy, God bless the Cardinals. I think the Cardinals will still win. So that's 5-10.
That is insane.
And then the Falcons. I'm gonna give them a win against the Falcons just because.
Jesus, how bad you think the Falcons are?
How bad do I think they are? How bad do they think they are? I mean, they just know how to lose.
Happy New Year, Falcons.
For somebody. So what's that?
So is this a win at Green Bay? The 6-10, the 6-10 Bears versus the 6-10 Packers.
Oh my God! Honestly,
that's what it looks like.
You want me to answer that for real?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know the answer. I don't know, Coach.
You think
they point a gun to my head right now and say, "Answer it." I don't know.
So with Justin Fields at quarterback, you got the Bears just as bad as the Packers.
Yes, indubitably.
Can't do it
about that.
6 wins. So it seems that we have came to the consensus that it's going to be a fight at the top between Detroit and Minnesota. Not really. So it was like Detroit might lap them by a couple games.
Yeah.
I
mean, to be honest with you, if that don't happen, then I'll be surprised. But if the Vikings come out and take I just don't see them taking the division this year. I just, God bless them. I just don't think that they got everything figured out over there. And if it's just offense, you can't win football games like that. You know what I mean? There was an old phrase, I don't know if you heard it where you were from, but they used to tell me defense wins championships. You know what I'm saying? So I just don't see them. You could say it one more time?
No, they lost too much on defense.
That's what I'm saying. It's just so I just don't see them, really doing much. To be honest with you, I think the numbers you gave them was kind of gracious. You know what I'm saying? Just simply because they don't have a defense. You know what I'm saying? So that's just me. I think honestly the Lions take this division by a long shot.
I think the whole division, other than the Lions, could be 6-11.
That's offending.
That's crazy.
Let's be real. Last year, that was
a
7-8 win team.
Yeah,
in Minnesota.
Mm-hmm. That's the thing. That's what y'all was saying before I even got on the podcast. Y'all was saying, "Oh yeah, I was like a 7-win team." You know what I mean? Like they weren't even supposed to win all them. So how in the world?
Because they be pulling it off.
The thing is, you're not going to win those many close games again. If they do, then okay. Then all right, Kirk Cousins, you got all the props for me. But you're not going to do that again.
Okay, if that's the case, then they're a 7-win team.
Possibly.
No, I think they can get a couple one-score games. They're just not going to get all of them. They're just not going to get 12 of them all.
Good clarification. I thought you was like,
There is no way they can just keep winning by the skin of their teeth. And man,
No.
there's no way.
No,
There's
they
no
came
way.
back they were down 35-0 and came back and won. They beat the Bills because Josh Allen fumbled at the goal line. That's not going to happen again, like you said.
Now, the 35-0 jump.
No.
The 35-0 jump, do we give a little credit to the comeback? You know what I'm saying?
Man, hell no. They was playing the Colts. Jeff Saturday was the coach.
No. I'm not giving any credit to that comeback. Hell no.
That's crazy. It's 35 points to Donut.
Jeff
to
Saturday
Neil.
was the coach. We had the same credentials go out there and coach that squad.
That's crazy.
Jeff Saturday doing the same thing we were doing. Jeff Saturday was just at ESPN talking about the stats. We just here talking about the stats. And they gave that man a job. Nah, man.
35-0?
Once.
So that's not the same team? The same team that was up 35-0 wasn't the same team that continued to play that game afterward?
It couldn't have been. It couldn't have been. It couldn't have been. I promise you it couldn't have been.
I don't know what
it
is
did
wrong
happen.
with Matt Ryan.
They did take the dub. That's all I'm saying.
You guys took a trip.
And the thing was, I'm watching the game. I'm like, man, Vikings just might. I'm like, man, they gonna come back, ain't it? Yep. Mm-hmm. And I knew it was gonna happen. I was waiting for it to happen. That's why I wasn't like, because that Vikings and Bills game, that game was crazy. Everything was crazy about it. From like the Bills jumping on top of them, Stephon Diggs making plays, to the catch that Justin Jefferson made, to the fumble at the goal line. That was an incredible game.
Yeah.
I can't say the same thing that Vikings and Colts game. I knew the Vikings was going to win. Even down 35-0. I'm like, oh, the Colts not winning this game.
That's crazy.
I had no faith in that Jeff Saturday-led team.
That's crazy.
And that's what's crazy.
I mean, hey.
That's really insane.
He wasn't the answer. Like we knew.
That's really insane.
Feel like I
35 points. You think you got a good cushion.
You ever pull a hamstring sitting down?
Yeah, that's that Charlie horse when you get the stretcher and he's like, oh no.
I had to stand up real quick and say, oh.
Lord, gee, I can tell you right now, I cannot attest. I've never had that type pain. You know, I don't know about that one. I'm gonna pray for you.
I feel like a midget was biting me.
Oh my goodness. All right. And so by next week we should have a clarity of the NBA finals. We should know what's going on. Maybe D-Hop has a new team by then and we'll have some more. Somebody will do something stupid. And before we get out of here, the NBA commissioner, Adam Silver, said before Game 1 started that they got an idea of a punishment in mind for John Morant. They're just going to wait till after the NBA finals.
He could have just said, yeah, we're still thinking about it.
Yeah, why you got a gas, bro? Like, I don't understand.
like he said that. I'm like, bro, what you mean? You gonna wait till after the NBA finals? Then why'd you announce it?
Yeah, it don't make no sense.
I get it, but yeah, like you ain't had to say nothing.
Maybe he was just trying to tell Ja, hey, don't act like I forgot about you. You know what I'm saying?
That's what he should have said. All right, it's a John Morant. I ain't forget about you, cuz.
You gotta give him that look.
Because you lied to my face.
When we get home.
You lied to my face.
Because you lied to my face. You told me everything was all good. I'm gonna show everybody that's not the real Ja. I want to be a role model for the kids. That nigga was lying. He wasn't doing nothing but lying.
He probably had that thing on. He probably had the joint on him right then and there. You know what I'm saying?
No, he probably had the chat PT. He had the chat GPT written down. He was like, yeah, I'm better than that. That's not who I am. I'm gonna show y'all who the real Ja is. And then as soon as they lost,
that sound like the same talk I used to have with my principal.
Oh me. I'm not gonna come late no more, bro. I'm gonna be on time, bro.
Yeah.
45
minutes late.
I remember I remember I got in trouble on a Thursday. End of the day Thursday, and my principal told me, he was about to call my mom. I told him, don't call my mom, and I won't get in trouble for the rest of the week. It's Thursday, so shit, Friday. I came and got in trouble Friday in homeroom.
Damn. You didn't even get the first period.
Man, I walked to the office. He looked at me. He's just like, you can call him now.
You can call him now.
I get it.
My bad.
We made an arrangement. Yeah. I'm a man of my word.
You can call him.
Yeah.
We all start rooting for your job, but come on, man. If the boss tell you can't do something, then don't get caught doing it.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't telling you don't do it. I'm just saying don't get caught doing
it. Yeah.
What we thinking? 30 game?
And if I was his boy,
I think he's gonna get like 25, but 25 to 30 was make sense.
One of his friends need to tell him you make too much money to be carrying around guns.
Yeah, I got you.
Hire you somebody that do that. You know what I'm saying? If they his boys, slap me like.
Nah, it's only try to move the camera once he seen he had the guns. Like, oh damn, John.
Why you got a gun for? I don't understand.
But yeah, what's this in your hand for? You shooting somebody with it?
I will put in the application right now to be Josh Shooter if he need a shooter.
Shoot, I wasn't even a shooter. I just hold the gun. You know what I'm saying? Like, relax. You know what I'm saying? You want to dance so loud? I dance with the gun. You're like, relax. Like, yeah, Joe, yeah.
Hey, give me that.
Yeah. No, hey,
don't nobody know.
As soon as the video over.
Yeah, give me that. Like, dog.
As soon as all the cameras go down, here you go.
You know what I mean? That's you. You know what I mean? I ain't got no problem with that. You know what I mean? All I'm doing is dancing with the gun with you. You know what I'm saying? Joe gonna be on safety. You get me? You know what I'm saying? You gonna be safe. You know what I mean? Hey, Joe, yeah. And then pass that jump right on back to him. That's what he needs, Slim. I get look for a smooth like two bands a month, dog. I'm good, cool. You know what I'm saying? I'll be alright. You know what I'm saying? I ain't worried about nothing.
He make 190 something million.
That's what I'm saying. Like I'm cheap. Everybody else gonna be like, hey, give me $50 here. Nah, I'm cheap. You know what I mean?
Fuck over more than 2 bands.
Hey, Joe, this on the internet. You see this? 2 bands, cool. You know what I'm saying? At least that's the starting price.
2 bands a month.
You know what I'm saying? That's the starting price. The starting price.
Nah,
you know what I'm saying?
2 bands a month. You're gonna have to bless me about 5
2 bands a day.
See, look, you see how they try and get in your pockets. I ain't trying to do all that. I'm just trying to keep you.
I'm trying to get all
in your pockets.
They trying to keep you out of jail.
That part. I'm trying to keep you from, going against your contract.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to keep you safe. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. If you want to dance, bro, look, I get it. You pay me, I get you a Serato. You know what I'm saying? I cut the trap myself, bro. You know what I'm saying? And you down with a gun? It's just gonna be a pitch black room. Ain't gonna be no cameras allowed. You know what I'm saying?
If you come into this function, give me your phone.
Yeah,
check the door.
No phones in here.
And I'm gonna get you hip to something called a non-disclosure agreement. You know what I'm saying? And they gonna take every phone, every function, every time you come in the club, they going, shut the phones down. Shut the phones down. You know what I'm saying? And get everybody sounding. You be good. Live your life. You young.
Ja get right, and we'll talk about it once the warden Adam Silver brings down the punishment. We'll see what happens.
Don't do my man Adam like that.
He did sound like a parent. You know what I'm saying? Like, I haven't forgot about Ja, and I'll after the finals we'll handle that.
We here sitting there talking about the finals. We talking about Nicola and Jimmy. You talking about Ja? He was on the first round.
I was wondering who gave a damn. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, bro, like, if you ain't doing it back then, why you think I'm gonna care after the finals?
Yeah.
Why is the commissioner always a motherfucker that look like he never played a sport in his life?
I swear to God. Because
Roger look like the villain off of Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Tell me he don't look like the villain off of Who Framed Roger Rabbit. You know what I'm saying?
I thought he was sick when I seen him. I said,
why y'all doing Adam like this?
I'm making an observation, cuz. You put the glasses on, cuz.
From the Kingsman.
You put them glasses on.
From the Kingsman.
Oh, my soul, he do look like the dude from the Kingsman.
I don't get it. I don't get it.
He like the stand-in character for Buddy from the game from 2K.
The default.
Yeah, he do like the default character.
Nah, who was it though? From the Lakers. We was playing yesterday, bro.
Oh, Austin Reeves.
Yeah. He looked like Austin
he
Reeves.
do like Austin Reeves default picture on 2K.
Default
No,
player.
and Roger Goodell. Roger Goodell, man. Roger Goodell look like he ain't never thrown a football in his
On my
life.
soul. You know what I mean?
Oh.
Football player.
Well, if you push him too hard, you know what I mean?
Roger Goodell like a math substitute teacher.
On my soul, like he teach history and just took his children to Italy. You know what I mean? As the senior trip. That's him. That's him. Like he got dreams, and it wasn't the NFL.
I'm saying he teaches physics.
Boy, that class in that class that he's subbing for, they do not listen.
No. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Boy, Goodell ain't got no backbone.
He got the class. Class, listen. Fuck you. That's the class he got.
Oh man! But before we get fired for before we get canceled for going off on the commissioners, it's all love. It's just y'all just look weird.
Yeah.
And I love little people too. Just,
I don't think that's the politically correct
no
term.
slander whatsoever.
I forgot about that.
It was all said in good standing, good conscience.
Oh
No,
What did he say?
no negativity.
Vertically challenged.
They got little people shows all over the TV. I can't talk about it. It's all right.
And we gonna sign out with that. We not we gonna sign out with that. But before we get up out of here, drum roll me, please.
Yeah, I got you. Hold on, give me a quick second.
Oh man,
Crazy.
What do sprinters eat before they race?
What do sprinters
Sprinters.
eat before they race? Shit. Speed bar? I don't know.
It's gonna be so obvious.
Nothing. They fast.
That's the best one right there, Johnny.
Oh shoot, that's hilarious.
Disclaimer: we do not discriminate